Greetings, everyone. This is Grandmaster Amin Ra, Grandmaster of Manthus Kimball in Kenya, coming to you live again from Mombasa, Kenya. And that'll be again, I'll be in Nairobi later not this month, next month. Today, I wanted to talk about what you tell someone who comes up and says negatives about Africa or even about moving to Africa. Personally, and I'm saying personally, I feel like they don't have a leg to stand on. And all through my martial art career, I went into greetings from Las Vegas. What's up, Young Ten again? And personally, when I was coming up in martial arts, I was always secretly hoping. I'm older now. I can talk about this, but I was in the martial arts, and I was secretly hoping that some fool idiot would come and challenge me or attack me. And greetings, Mr. Space Lee. And I would wanted to, see if how I could defend myself. And, I could just, beat the crap out of them, and it'll be a legitimate reason. Well, it's the same feeling I have when I hear about people that come across or that come across individuals that talk negative about Africa. I feel like, why couldn't I meet them? Why couldn't they come and say that to me? And I still, nevertheless, I really get pissed off about that. Because if you can watch my videos, you'll see that when someone says something, that's not true about Africa, I jump to the challenge. I'm always ready to defend it, because I did the research. And, part of it is because I did a lot, you do a lot of hard work investigating and looking into things. And then you did, equally as much, if not even far more, becoming Black conscious. I took Black conscious from beginning to the end when I was in the U.S. I mean, nobody could be more Black conscious than me back in the day. And I don't know how many hundreds of books I have purchased and built a library, how many hundreds of books I've read, and cassette tapes I listened to, and VHS tapes I purchased and watched over and over and over again. So when someone comes to me, or I hear of someone has told someone that, Africa got this problem, Africa got that problem, I have to jump to the challenge, And lately, I can even see in some of the interviews that I'm doing, people don't even want to touch that subject when they get around me, because, I'm from Los Angeles, and I grew up in South Central, and the way we do things. I mean, coming to Africa, someone like me was never supposed to come to Africa in the first place. I mean, I was just a prodigy of, Los Angeles high school, graduated with a B average, had no real clue what I wanted to do with myself when I got out of high school. And the wind kind of just took me here and there, but it seemed to me that the things I like to get involved in, I excelled in them. First thing I excelled in was working on cars. I had a friend who liked working on cars, and he bought a racing car, and then I bought a racing car, and then we started building cars. And then he showed me how to do tune-ups and brake jobs, and then I started doing brake jobs for my family's cars, for my neighbors. I even had a business card, send them in choking, send them out smoking, something like that. when I was like, 15 years. I had like, a good $1,000, $2,000 worth of tools, at one point, where I was just had all the things you needed to break an engine down all the way and build it back up again from scratch, which I did, several times. But I didn't know really what I wanted to be, and anything could have happened. All my friends around me went their way, and like I said in the other video, they all, most of them both passed away. I just met one of them on Facebook finally, and he's, shout out to Clifford Holloway. But we don't really talk. I mean, so many years have gone by. But anyway, yeah, I don't want to lose my point. But anyway, this whole thing of individuals saying negative things about Africa really gets me. And I came up in South Central Los Angeles. I wasn't really supposed to be coming to Africa, but circumstances as such as they got me here. And I'm not the normal person that should be coming to Africa. I would expect somebody would be more worldly than I was. I had never traveled to any country, Mexico, before I came to Africa, and that was my whole purpose. First time flying out of the country was straight to Africa. I had never been anywhere. I'm from Los Angeles. Of course, now I flew to Las Vegas several times, young 10 again, and I also drove there many times. Hung out there at. I can't think of the name of the major hotels I used to stay at. Not Circus. Most of those hotels, and then we did martial art tournaments there also. But anyway, I'm not going to get off track. So the point I'm saying is that I can talk in a reasonable understanding. I know what's going on, and so where these guys will talk and say these negative things about Africa, some people would without the knowledge, without having had all that experience, they would even keep quiet. But for me, that's not my nature. I have to tell you like it is. And, the more we discuss it, the more points I come up with. And I think people have seen that. And in the chat line when you chat with me. And at the same time, there are many guys that have come here and changed their whole perspective about Africa just because of listening to me talk about it. Not only that, but also witnessing on Facebook and my social media and talking to me on phone and emailing me the great things that are possible in Africa. I'm a living example of everything that can work right in Africa. I've had many innovations, including African Super Chat, which is one of the latest ones. So African Super Chat is something we said because we can't have Super Chat in Africa. If you want to Patreon me, there's nothing I can. They don't allow that here. They don't allow Super Chats here. And YouTube got a lot of restrictions on. Well, not a lot of restrictions, but they have many restrictions on this region of Africa, what they don't allow. Most of them do tie around money. They just allow PayPal to come into Kenya about a year ago, connecting with our major source of income, which is M-Pesa. Now, using the African Super Chat, I wanted to put a shout out to Morel Malden for sending in the African Super Chat. I appreciate that, brother. If you get online and you want to make a comment, let me know. And then also to Doron Tate, who sent another Super Chat, African Super Chat. I finally went on my email and looked down the row, and I found the email from Doron, and I replied to your email, so I hope you got it because I was using my phone to do the reply. I'm not really a fan of email, so hook me up on Facebook. But I appreciate the support. It makes me know that this channel has got somehow I got a future. But we still need the rest of you guys out there to join Doran and Morelli and sending $10 or $5 to support the channel. You see? Now, what am I meaning by support the channel? You know, you hear me always talk about that. I'm saying that 100 people will listen to this video and then they will see, oh, people are actually sending him money. Yes, they're sending money because they're listening to the video and they're getting information from it. This is your first time here. See? And they're talking to me online and offline, and they're getting a lot of information. I know there are brothers that are out there that really want to come to Africa, and they're sitting on the fence, and they listen to these videos, and it gives them encouragement. And that's what this channel is about: encouraging Black people in the United States to not only realize they have another option, but towards the United States, but also to get them to act in that direction. Right now is the best time to contact me, Young Ten. Again, I hope if you have a question, no problem. I'm completely open. Just like my Facebook account, it don't have no blockage, no private sections. You can go through my account and see everything about me. So feel free to ask your questions in the chat, or if you want to get with me, Facebook Messenger is good if you want to talk to me in private. So these people that talk shit about Africa really get to me, and I want to go on here and just kind of give these people a piece of my mind. Now, I started this channel not even not even 2-3 months ago, but already I'm finding the need that I have to repeat things. I have to. I don't like to repeat. I like it when I tell you the one time, then you guys tell each other. But I've learned in life that that's not really the way things work. You have to continually repeat things. Some people need to hear it more than once. Some people didn't hear it the first time. Maybe they weren't paying attention at the first time. But I want to go through these things. Some of these nonsensical reasons that people in the video, even if you come late, just put that there. So Young, and I'll be camera away from the chat box. So I want to go here and mention some of the things that Africans, just really quickly, and then we'll be finished today. But I jotted down a few things here, people that have never been to Africa, or they're going to try to put Africa down. And I met many of them, and they shy from me nowadays. But one of the things they say about Africa is that Africa is poor. Africa is too poor for them to leave the United States and come to a third world country. Okay? This is what you tell them. Africa is rising. Africa is not a country like the United States. It's a continent with 50-something countries in it. And there are rich parts of Africa that, just like there are rich parts of the United States. There are poor parts of Africa, just like there are poor parts in the United States. There are some counties in the United States they never talk about on the news. It's just desolate areas, not to mention those areas that have been devastated by hurricanes and tornadoes. They just never were able to rebuild themselves. So before, people would rebuild, but nowadays people don't have money. They just move away from somewhere else. But they ended up moving in areas that are cheap because of the tornadoes that can run through, wreak havoc in that area that have come. Nothing to make your property value go down than a nice tornado wiping through your neighborhood, driving down, coming down your street. So when you say Africa is poor, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry, not you, but them. They don't know what they're talking about. Because when you can compare the richnesses of Africa all the way through from the beginning to the end, that means from monetary, economical part of it all the way to the resources and minerals. Africa is far richer than the United States. Everybody knows that. Nobody's disputing that. It's only the distribution of the wealth and the marketing and controlling of the minerals and commodities of Africa that is holding us back. And Africa is working on that with the new African Free Trade Agreement and African governments writing up new constitutions, stabilizing their governments, making them more open to and friendly towards the public, kicking white men out of their country, making sure that they can have a good backup plan. This is what's going on. It's going on here in Kenya where I am. It's going on in Ghana. It's going on in Nigeria. If you just sat down and really watched the show, as I've been doing for the last 15, 20 years, you would be seeing that the direction that Africa is going is a very positive one. So Africa being poor, no, not by a long shot. If anything, America being the most indebted country in the world, and the dollar being chased all over the place. I mean, here is Trump. He's practically got to go to war with Iran, whether they bombed Saudi Arabia or not. Why? Because how you gonna make money? If your richest commodity is military things, you're gonna have to use it. You're gonna have to sell it. So they'll go out there and get into conflicts all over the world, so that they can justify the increased military expenditure over $1 trillion under Trump. To do what? How you gonna have a military $1 trillion budget and World War II is over? I mean, come on, you ain't gonna get nothing like that again. That's for sure. Even Europe ain't gonna go for that. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna go to war with Iran and then what? No, that is the only way America can get out of it. Every time they need the stock market to drop, the stock market drops, they start warmongering, and that builds up the stock market again. And then Trump can say, look, all these jobs we have, look at the stock market at an all-time high. But the fact of the matter is, Africa is not poor, not at all. I live here. I see the riches. I see the amount of people, more than 3 times the number of people in America, and we ain't starving. No, those days of Ethiopia videos showing these starving kids, those days is gone, buddy. And I'm telling you, it's only gonna get better as we go. Okay, Mr. Spacely. Another thing they talk about when they come and tell you China is taking over Africa, this what you tell them. First, you slap them upside the back of their head. Wow! Then they're like, don't be that stupid. You're just reading from a script, and in fact, it's just the fact that the propaganda makes you say that. This makes me, I just can't fathom. China did the agreement with Africa in 2000. Now it's 19 years later. What are they waiting for? Where is all this supposedly control? Where we don't see our Chinese armies running the streets? How come you cannot control an African country by putting in infrastructure? You got to get into their banking system, the economics. You got to get into their politics. You got to, there's too much. And then why? If the African government is willing to do business with China, why would China just turn around and do that to them? Control them. I don't know what. They're going to make everybody speak Chinese? Oh, what's that? I mean, can you imagine if the white man couldn't control Africa through colonization and he had to leave? So what do you think? The Chinese is so stupid that they gonna feel like we can do a better job of controlling the African? And what is the end to the means to the end? The Chinese are not egotistical maniacs. So why would that's not even in their nature? The Chinese they're proud of this fact. They have never conquered another country in their history. They're proud of that fact. But no, because of some tea in Kenya, they're going to come here and all of a sudden tell you, stick them up. Put your hands up, lay on the ground. Yeah, you take these chopsticks, learn how to use them. Nothing like that's gonna happen. You're just listening in your own mind. You don't even take it past point A. You don't even take it past step one. The Chinese going to control Africa. Why? You see, it's not. That's the problem with Western propaganda. When you ask why, it ain't gonna go but step by go back 2 steps before you see it's foolish. The Chinese have no military base in Africa whatsoever. They got one base in Djibouti, and they're telling you that that's not a military base. So where they at? 19 years, they should be getting ready. You know what I mean? Because how they gonna control Africa and they don't have no Chinese bases in there? I'm waiting. I mean, shoot, come on. How America gonna try to control Africa and they ain't got no military bases in Africa, except in Djibouti. Boy, they had Black Hawk Down. Remember Black Hawk Down, the movie where they was dragging them dancing through the street with their soldiers, dead soldiers, U.S. soldiers. They brought them helicopters down, just the local people. So when you start talking about United States talking about Yemen can't have the capability to drop bombs and blow up Saudi Arabia, you better wake up, man. You forgot about that. What happened to you in Black Hawk Down? Huh? A bunch of African people came up there, and all of a sudden they had, ground air missiles. When you beat up people and you blow up their homeland and you kill their children and their sons and daughters and their wives and destroy their homes, people gonna get, inventive on your ass. You see? What happened in Libya after they destroyed Libya? To the day, they were plotting to take that Consul General, what's his name? I forgot his name. But anyway, they plotted that thing on the day, the anniversary date of the thing. Then America tried to make it seem like it was part of the spring. I forgot the name of it. But anyway, that just lies. And that's how you really know. I always know they're lying. The Chinese got enough problems just to try to maintain control of their own. No, the population of China. Okay, first of all, China only let you have one child in their country. They still debating on if they're gonna let you have 2. And don't even listen to what they're telling you about China in the United States. Talking about they're gonna have growth, GDP going down. They hoping that if the Chinese just slip a little bit, the whole economy is crashing. It ain't gonna crash, my friend. It's only gonna keep booming. The Chinese don't use money. They don't have cash. They don't even carry coins. They just use their phones, put up for a barcode, boop, and then that's how they pay. Now you talk about Bitcoin, they beyond all that. They got stores in China that don't have people in the shop. You just walk in and it recognizes your face when you walk in. So if you steal anything, they're gonna know it's you. And then they're gonna deduct whatever you stole too. But they have the stores that don't have employees. They got factories that don't have employees. And they're experimenting with a lot of things. Now, what took America 80 years to do, it took China only 20 years. So let them not tell you about the Chinese, and let them stop telling you that shit about the economy. China, they keep trying to tell you China got the 2nd largest economy. That's not true. They surpassed the United States in 2014. So when they come telling you that the Chinese are somehow never going to catch the United States, they done already passed you in every area. They're more intelligent than you, the economics is better, they got a better way of life, they done pulled the 300 million people out of poverty. What has America done for blacks? You can't get 20 million blacks out of poverty, but China pulled 300 million of their people out of poverty? Wake up, smoke coffee, man. And that's what I'm saying. That's what you tell them when they start telling you that nonsense about China. Tell them when it's gonna happen. Ask them when that gonna happen. How come we don't see signs of it? How come it's only the West talking that nonsense about China? 45 countries all around the world doing business with China. Africa, I think there's 7 that's got major construction in 7 African countries. Oh, but we taking over all of Africa, South Africa, Egypt, Morocco. It don't make no sense. You should just think when somebody comes with that nonsense about propaganda, slap them in their face for once, because they're too controlled by the media, or they're lying to you on purpose and they know it because they have no proof. They're just trying to shine like they got some. That they're knowledgeable, and 99% of their knowledge comes from propaganda news. So they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Gaddafi, yes. And another thing, let me tell you how about the news you people love so much about Gaddafi. Let me tell you some insight. Gaddafi wasn't leader of his country. He wasn't the president. He wasn't the prime minister. He had retired from politics in 1972. He was just a normal citizen. Whatever the Bush family had problems with Gaddafi, or whoever had problems, that was personal. But they used all that military might, all those lies to come and ravage that country because they were able to. And then what did they use as their major weapon to overthrow Gaddafi without people being upset? Western mass media news, propaganda, simple like that. Propaganda to the T. That's what they used. And that's what they fooled the American public with, making you think Gaddafi was in the control of that country, and he wasn't. And that's what they used to fool you about the Chinese. So get off of that. Number 4. Number 3. When some foolish person come and tell you that the Africans don't like us, this is what you tell them. And the white man, how he feel about us? If I had a choice between the African hating me and what the white man's already been giving me for 400 years, shit, I'll go with the African every time. Because the African ain't lynching me. The African ain't Jim Crowing me. Old Jim Crow, and Michelle Alexander tells us the new Jim Crow. God damn. Slavery in all its forms. The oppression, racism? Oh, you joking. I ain't never seen no African with racism me. I'm going to, you can't come here because you're black. What? How? You see? Because you come to a place this is you. And I don't know, it's going to take 100,000 million Africans to come and tell you, come home, my brother. Before you get the message, slap that guy 3 times when he tells you the Africans don't like it. Because 1, he's scared to death about people he don't know. 2, he's regurgitating nonsense that he know ain't true. And 3, he had no evidence to prove that Africans in all around the continent don't like you. If that was the case, you'd be getting all these stories every day. Morel Molden, how are you, brother? Thanks for the super chat. I'm glad I can talk to you directly. Thank you for the super chat, African super chat. Let these guys know that there's some information here that we should do. Was the bum? Gaddafi was a bum? Wait. Gaddafi was a bum and a racist. Okay, I see I got an idiot coming in the chat room already. He's just saying anything. I don't know. I'm going to leave you there because I rarely get idiots that come on here. This is what I'm saying. When you get people like this, he's on there with his keyboard and he got to think of something to say. So he's thinking like, oh, I'm in love with Gaddafi, so I'm going to put down that he's a bum, he's a racist. I'm going to start talking bad about Gaddafi. Talk bad about him all you want, man. It's okay. I know the truth. And anybody that goes and does the research will also know the truth. The point of it is that America lies to you, and this is the case. Gaddafi was not in charge of that country. There's no reason to go bomb up his homeland. It wasn't no use to go and put a bounty on his head and chase him all the way down to a gutter and then say the war is over because Gaddafi is dead. No, the war still goes on in Libya. So another thing, when they come and tell you the Arabs control Africa, or African businesses or what like that, this is what you tell them. I have been, okay, you can't tell them you have been, but I mean, how is that possible? When you don't, how many, and they got Arab countries like Egypt, Morocco, these places. That's where the Arabs are. And there's a great big distinction between Egypt and Nigeria and Ghana. If they was all that controlling, you'd be seeing them on every country. They'd be in politics. They'd be marrying us. The Arab today is not interested in marrying Africans, and Africans damn sure don't need them. Don't need to be interested in the Arabs. Talking about Francis Cress Wilson, we can genetically destroy them in a minute. They already know that. The difference between the white man and the Arabs, the slavery by the Arabs and the slavery by the white man, is that the Arabs assimilated the African into their family. So you was a slave for an Arab, and then later on you took over their name, and then you were just brought in, like, into the family. And they could, at the end of the day, they could even marry you and have children with you. And this is why the Arabs are surviving a lot better than the white man, because they assimilate. That's why you don't see slaves, separate slaves, descendants from slaves from Arabs, because they assimilate them into the culture. I can talk about that more in another video. Whereas the white man, he was like, if you 1.2 black, you all black. He was not integrating anything like black and white into society. Okay, we all know that's happening all over the place. You go to South Africa and see the color population is there, but enough to amalgamate into where it be two different races all over Africa. No, the black gene's too strong. He know that. He can't. Because that wiped him out. He tried in several instances, and he seemed like, that ain't gonna work. Because once the 0.5 kid, the half black kid, gets older, and if he sees the social standings, he wants to marry with a black person. And guess what? If he don't, the white people is gonna reject him anyway, because they're like, we don't know how. You say he's half white. Well, yeah, we don't want to, because they're whites that just feel like they're gonna stay completely white until they turn clear like glass, and then they die off from diseases, and then because their genes are too weak. This is what's happening to the white man today. Is why he's dying off the planet. So anyway, nothing like Arabs running businesses and things like that in an African country. They're dying off just like the white man. Them time and ruling is going to be up, especially when the oil dries up. So where Arabs, even right now, all around the world, feeling kind of funny, because if the oil dries up, they go their major source of who they are. That's all they have. This is why whites are going in there and trying to work them through the Middle East now, which is really part of Africa. Okay. When they come tell you, the Africans don't like you, and they say, you can't own land. As a black man, when you go to Africa, you can't own land in Africa. This is what you tell them. Why should I own land? And what's land? I mean, can you tell me? Can you see what I'm saying? Do I own a whole? I mean, I buy some land. This is my land. I put a fence around that land, right? Let's just say it's 2 acres. And it's mine. But they say I can't buy the land, but I can lease the land for 99 years. But I can't own it, control it outright. Now, the first thing about that rule, which is there, is not because of black people. It is because of the white man. He's the one who ripped all the land out of have all these land problems. What made Zimbabwe do what it did, made South Africa start talking about what they got to do, because they got a land crisis. Whites own too much land that they're not using. So other African countries is like, okay, I'm not going to go there with them. I'm going to say they can only lease, because I don't want them to come from Europe with all a lot of money and then buy up large tracts of land that then Africans be like in Zimbabwe and then like in South Africa. So that is why that is. But if you marry an African woman, then you pretty much got the land for yourself. Nobody gonna come back in 99 years on the day and knock on the door and say you don't own this land no more. No, you can refinance the land, or I don't know what you can do in 99 years. Nobody does. Okay, but to say you can't own land, if I go there and I get a 99 years, I'll own that land. Now, okay, when I become 100 years old, then I might have to worry about it. You know, I mean, really? Come on. Or can they pass on to my children? If I'm going to live to be 100 years, surely, am I going to have only Black American kids? No, I'm going to have African kids. So they can, boy, the land is secure. You can have a family meeting. And then, okay, well, this is what you got to do. Sign it over to so-and-so. You know, now you're gonna think your African kids is gonna rob you and say, no, Dad, I'm gonna take the land from you, then throw you in an old folks home. There's no old folks homes in Africa. So that's just, it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And why would you want to come to Africa and buy land anyway? That's what I don't get. Land is an asset only when you develop it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hold on to the land and it's gonna go up in value, and then I'm gonna sell the land. Okay, that's true. You know what I'm saying? But that's like years. And then your money's tied up. So, people do that because Africa is rising and populations are expanding quickly, if you can find places like that. But you're talking 10 years before you can really get it like of a price. Nice price land in a good location that's going to be booming. But there's a lot of people that do that, and not a lot of people, but the people that do that. But that's a lot of money you could be using for other things. I feel myself. And then you say people want to buy and build a house in Africa, like they're doing. I saw this video in Ghana. This guy said found somebody told him this is a good house, blah blah blah. About a mile from the beach, blah blah blah. So he got some land, then he built a house on that land. He didn't have no sewage. There was no electricity, and that guy, just had a house in the dark. Okay, maybe put some solar panels there, but if you ain't got running water, sewage system, then you using buckets. Your toilet ain't gonna flush by magic. It take water. You know what I'm saying? Your shower ain't gonna just rain water from out of the sky. No. That shit take power and that take pressure, and you gotta have pipes for pressure. So where the water coming from? You see, you're bucketing. You using a bucket. I use buckets at my house sometimes, so it's not like a big deal, but don't think they're gonna come from the United States living on 105th and Atlantic Avenue, then you're gonna come and then land and get your own house, and then it's gonna be like that. It's gonna get dark, and when it get dark outside, it's gonna look dark. If you buy your house in some place where there ain't no development, if you're sitting in your living room scared to death because you hear noises outside. So I don't know. People gotta get the right perspective when they come here talking about using their money to buy things. I came here in Africa, and then after like a month, I would say, okay, buy me a car. And so I got my money and bought me a car. And then I drove the car for like 2 days, and I realized that was just ridiculous, stupid investment, Then the car had a problem, and I was like, I don't know no mechanics in Africa. This is nonsense. They job. See, so I sold it. I rolled that thing into the car lot and got a little bit, maybe half my money for what I paid for the car, and walked away and saying, never again, Because Nairobi at the time, it's just like it's like New York. People don't have cars. They don't need them. Got very good transportation system. So don't make plans to live like an American when you come to Africa. That just is going to joke. So anyway, owning land, that's just a weak argument. So that doesn't even make no sense. Why would you come here and do that? And you don't even know if you're gonna like the place after a year or not. You're gonna love Africa like I did. But if I would have bought land in Nairobi after I came to Mombasa, man, I would be heartbroken. You see what I'm saying? So thank goodness, just be free. You know, you got lots of time if you got your health, and you know you're gonna eat healthy when you're in Africa, so you'll live longer. Then you get your house when you're older. Some people got houses they paid money for, you know, five bedroom house. I know them, and they had family, and then the kids got older and left, and you just sitting around in the house with all these empty bedrooms. Damn, you know, think about that. Don't think about I'm gonna buy a house my kids gonna have their own bedroom. No, think about what they have when they go off to boarding school, and they're gonna want to go to boarding school when they're 15. So, poof, get that whole thing straight. So anyway, do you believe a wife should be whipped? She crossed the line. Unlike America, they can do anything. Uh, whooping a woman? No, that thing is outdated. Modern women don't go for that, and I'm talking about African women. Modern African women won't go for that. I wouldn't even suggest it. I didn't whoop my woman, my kid's mom. No, never had a, you know. Okay, I have plenty of reasons to, but I ain't that foolish. You know what I'm saying? You don't. That thing. How you gonna beat the person that's cooking your food, washing your clothes, making love to you? You see? They plotting all over the place after that. So you think a woman can't get back at you? A punch is nothing compared to somebody being diabolical and getting revenge. So I wouldn't even put the two together. If anything, I'd leave. Get me another woman and get Africa. They got so many 100,000 of them. You know what I'm saying? So you millions. So you can't lose out. You know, I hate you. Okay, yeah, shit. There you go. I'm not leaving. You leave. You want me to leave? Okay, shit. I'm gone because I know outside anything. I mean, you know, I found her. Oh, I can't find somebody else. Surely, I'm a Black American too, and I'm not that bad looking. Oh, come on. Women in Africa, that ain't even the case. There ain't even no reason for you to hit them. I had a neighbor. He was whooping, he beating up his wife, and the wife was coming to my wife talking about what should I do? You know, I'm like shit, leave. No, I told her no. Him came to me. Yeah, well, I can't stand this woman. I'm like, we ain't gotta beat her. Just get a new one. You know. So this all this thing I'm talk about, and that's what Africans do. And when they leave you, they don't talk about you no more. There's nothing like go back and see each other again and start again. No, the African men are not like that. That's what I can see. When they leave you, it's over. You know, we click. You ain't no longer friends on Facebook. You've been blocked. It's like you didn't exist. You know, got a whole new set of kids, and then you know, boom. You know, they will take care of their kids though, because I've seen that. But as far as the relationship back with the woman, no, that's just I don't see that. Anyway, Africa can't defend itself. It's got a poor military. This is what you tell them when they tell you that shit. Because there's this idiot on Facebook talking about I'll move to Africa when they get a strong military. What do they need a military for? They ain't thinking, black Africans ain't thinking about going to war on nobody. It ain't in their nature. Their armies are like defense force. If you come fight me, this is what I'm gonna be able to defend myself. So you watching all these, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger movies and shit like that on TV, you know, the Rock movies where they get up there and they jump gung ho. Let me tell you, white man is a coward. And that's what Malcolm X said. He ain't brave at all. He brave when he got like a lot of them coming up together. Let's go, and then they all run, and then half of them run back. There's so many stories from the Vietnam War where black soldiers excelled. Not that they excelled, it was like they was doing their job. They was going after the enemy, and whites were not. I might be hated for that, but it's the facts. Whites are not making good soldiers. What did General Patton say? He gave him some black guys, and he's okay. His army was like the shit because he accepted blacks in the military, and he knew that they were very capable. All through history, they say that about us in war. So when these people start talking about African armies can't compete with American technology armies, you've been watching too much TV. And look at what happened in Yemen. Yemen just got through bombing Saudi Arabia through all the defenses of America, all the technology they had, couldn't stop that. So what you talking about? Why you need an army? Now America good because good because they can maybe wipe out somebody's place. They shown that they can. Anybody can drop a nuclear bomb, stick it on a drone, so they don't even have to go themselves. They just what kind of cowardliness? That's a whole you lose the whole point of war. War is like I kick your ass, so therefore you respect me. No, nobody respects somebody that dropped a bomb with a drone. That's just chicken scariness. It took a coward to come up with something like that. So when they come and talk about America just dropped bombs on say using a drone, I say no, they didn't. That wasn't an American drone. Just tell them like that. That wasn't an American drone. Yes, it was. How you know? You see? How you know? America take credit for it, but do you know if it was American? Just tell them like that. Anytime somebody they dropped a bomb and killed 15 people, they were targeting those people and they got them. That wasn't American drones. That was somebody else. You see? Because they can't show that they bad, It's just that they got it. They can, they can do little. There he is. You understand what I'm saying? And then they gonna brag about it on TV. Then they gonna make movies about it. And then you sitting in the theater watching the movie. Like, ooh, these guys! Well, I sure don't want that to happen to me. They put all After Effects on the thing, blowing up bombs and stuff like that. And then you get brainwashed to believe like America can't be defeated. America been in something like 100 something wars or 300 something wars, and they ain't been getting their ass kicked. They ain't been winning. They didn't win in Vietnam. They didn't get their ass kicked. So please, that's what you tell them. What the hell has the Army got to do with living a good life in a racist-free country where you get along with everybody and nobody judge you based on the color of your skin, and you don't have to walk into a job interview trying to feed your family, hoping that they're going to not see the color of your skin as something that's going to be making a decision for them. But that's what they do. That's what they've been doing. And if you don't believe me, just look at the results in the United States. Now, when I talk about these things, Africa is poor. You see, you can just reflip it. That's how you know that's another way you can figure it. Africa is poor. Look at America. The Chinese are taking over Africa. Look at the Chinese. They own the majority of American debt, and now they're not buying any more U.S. bonds. So, who got who by the tail? You know what I'm saying to you? They're talking. You can just flip it, and you can see that the real argument, what they're saying is this goes opposite for them. Africans don't like us, and the white man. You see. Arabs control the businesses. Well, I don't know what's going on in America with the Arabs because they're all over the place. Yeah? They all over the place in America, running businesses and things like that, and bombing up 9/11. If you want to believe the story, So how you bombing up 9/11? You let the Saudi family ride out of town on a plane, even though it was no fly zone. Shoot. So Arabs is controlling businesses? Surely. You better let a Saudi have his own way when he comes to America. You can't own land in Africa. It's in America. Can you really own land? Don't pay them taxes and see what happens. And in fact, pay your taxes and then let a recession hit. See what happens. You try to get a loan for your house. You want to get a house and they give you these fake ass loans and they call in the loan. If you don't have all my money by Friday, I'm taking your house. This is what they said. 2008, 2009. If you don't got all my money by Wednesday, it's my house. Pack your crap and get out. 50% of black people know what I'm talking about. Because 50% of black people lost their homes in 2008, just like that. When you break it all the way down, it's so simple. I gave you this money I loaned you this money to buy this house, but I need my money now. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac came to you and told you, I need my money back right now. And you were like, no, but can we negotiate? I mean, why would you give me? Why you need the money? I need it right back now. See, but they didn't tell General Motors that. No, they took your money, took your shit, then gave it to General Motors. Now General Motors has said laid off 150,000 people, even though they made $9 billion profit. Why did they make $9 billion profit? Because they went to China. And you're gonna say Africa can't defend itself? Or are you joking, Bunny? You know, hey, what? We got no defense in America. They whooping our ass. You know, I'm saying they was in the boardroom talking about, well, we can make more money with those Chinese workers. But what about the black people? Fuck them! Take those jobs and go. Lay them off. They can work at McDonald's and Popeye's chicken. So, when they say, this is the last one, when they say, I can't get the things I want in Africa, that I can get the things I like in America, they don't have them in Africa. Oh, that's all. Tell them this. Tell them this from me. Oh, that's all changing now. Because Amazon is there shipping to Africa, and so is Joomla. I can get on my phone right now, and I know 1,000 products I can look at on my phone, click, and it's on its way to my house. I'm here at the computer lab. I needed a little small female joint for the video, and saw it on Joomla, 600 shillings. Bloop, bloop, bloop. The guy rode up on a motorcycle, called me on my phone. I'm outside. Took my 600 shillings, got my piece. Yeah, I'm saying shoes, clothing, and they got a new thing out. I don't know. Somebody help me in the chat. They got a new thing. Speak on polygamy. I'm gonna do that, Marcus Lovelace. Just for you, because you asked me. So they got a new thing out now. They're talking about you can buy products in Africa. I don't know if you've seen the advertisement. They got these American actresses and actors holding up signs for the African countries saying we can do business with you there. It's coming, buddy. It's nothing like what you can't get in America that you can get. What can you not get in here? While I'm at I'm waiting. Except a good burger, except a good In-N-Out burger, and maybe some sort of Popeye chicken sandwich. I don't know. Because I ran down there and tried a chicken sandwich, and I was like, I don't see the love. I don't see what they're talking about. You know, most fast food chains are here. In-N-Out burgers. I was eating that In-N-Out burger. I did a show. I was eating at the fast food, and did a show, and then people were like, "How can you eat that poison?" Shit, I grew up on that shit in the U.S. It wasn't poison 20 years ago, so I don't know what you new people are talking about. But somebody must be eating there if they've got all of these things where Popeye's chicken making billions of dollars for some Canadian company. Black people spending their money on that nonsense. Somebody eating it, you know. But it's good. I mean, it's fast, and I like it, and you know. I gotta eat more greens now that I'm older. I told my house girl make sure you cook spinach every other day for me. But yeah, what's wrong with fast food? I even had some ice cream today. So I can get anything I want, basically in Africa, that it's sold in the United States. The trade barriers are dropping all over the place. So the rising middle class in Africa, and it's rising, don't let people lie and tell you, is hungry for things, and they got cable TV now, and they got all of these commercials that are out there selling these goods to these people, and it's going to grow and expand. And the advertisers and the marketers and these factories and businesses are jumping all over that, you know. So, you know, don't try telling me anything that's bad about Africa, and don't let those people tell you that's nonsense. You know what I'm saying? It can't possibly be true, especially if they have never been here. Now, if you like what I'm explaining to you, and you just came into the chat, please do like Morel Morden and Doran Tate. Drop a few coins this way. Let's show these other YouTube channels that are showing the, oh, they're going to go and they hold their phone out the window of their car and say, this is Africa. Ooh, I'm here at the beach on Africa. Ooh. No. This is not that kind of channel. This is not going to be where you're going to see Miss Trudy and them on there, just showing the new hairstyle. I like her. She's good. She's fun to watch. I don't know what kind of face she'd be having, but this is not that channel for that. This channel is a serious channel. Look at me. I'm serious. I didn't get 61 years on this planet not to be telling you that there's a time to have fun in economic and have fun in entertainment. Then there's a time to be serious. And this channel right here is where we can get the things out. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell Marcus about speaking about polygamy in Africa. Okay, as many of you may not know, I was in a monogamous relationship for 5 years. Yes, 5 years in the United States. One of them was African and one of them was Black American. And this is how it turned out. Let me hear you guys send me some coins so I can tell you about that situation. No, I won't treat you like that. But I lived in that relationship for 5 years, and we lived in Baldwin Park. We had a 2-bedroom apartment when I had 2 kids there, and it was a wonderful relationship. Inside the house, it was wonderful. We all got along. You had off day. We had a the way we did it was I slept with one this night, and the next night was that one, and the next one. That was what we agreed on, the 3 of us. Okay. And it was great. I mean, having 2 women there, I could, there was always something that I could depend on from one. If I'm having a problem with one, the other one would console me and then advise me. When I have an argument with another one, the other one would advise me and tell me. They would tell me, they both jump in my face, tell me when I was wrong. You see, they shared the cooking duties, the cleaning the house duties, watching the kids' duties. It was nice. It was inside the house was fine. Outside, girlfriends to my Black American woman, they hated that relationship, and they did all they could to pull her from the relationship. And the African woman, her family really didn't understand what was going on until later. And of course, they were not too much happy about it either. But we spent 20 years together, so their concerns were unfounded. And now you're talking about polygamous relationship in Africa. I'm talking from the personal. If you have a lot of money, you get African women that will definitely go along with that. In Kenya, they have a new law written into the Constitution that a man can now marry legally 4 wives. So that rule is voted on by the Kenyan people and implemented. So this is a lot of court cases and a lot of problems that they had up country, disputes over who was married to who and who was literally legitimate. They fixed that by having that rule where a man can marry more than 2 wives. Now in the city, women aren't going for that. African women are not going to go for 2 that on a large scale, just like Black American women. But they don't understand the benefits of the relationship. They're only thinking about the sex part. Sex is overrated. You know what I'm saying? You do fight 10 minutes, then you still got 23 hours and 50 minutes to go. So what's that? You know what I'm saying? So and then sleeping with someone. What does it mean, sleeping? I'm asleep. So how am I know what's going to happen? You can get out of bed after I'm asleep. Or I can get out of bed after that sleep. What's sleep got to do with it? The whole purpose of this is that when you go through life challenges, you have people who got your back. And economically, it really helps because, you spend less money. But American society isn't like that. It doesn't want us to have that kind of relationship. And so they have brainwashed us long ago. And if you ask any woman, could she be in a polygamous relationship, any Black woman, if she could be in a polygamous relationship, they almost give the same exact answer. Oh, hell no, I can't do that. That's not for me. Damn, I want my man all to myself. It's like a script. You just see them. They like, you go, now I told you, if you take them like deeper, like go to step 2, go to step 2, why? Well, I I have my own man. Why? Well, I don't want to share my man. That's not answering the question. Why do you need to have your own man? Well, I just can't share. I just can't share. You know, that's not even answering the question. It's just because you've been brainwashed. Because you can't come up with a logical reason why it won't work. Majority of people all around the world deal in polygamous relationships anyway. And America makes a lot of money off of this. You know, I mean, what kind of show would it be? I mean, what's that show called? The one, the one where the guy goes around. They filmed the girl finding out, they busted the guy having sex or being with another woman, cheaters. So yeah, cheaters would go out of business if you would do that. So that's my take on the propaganda. I hope I answered your question. American Army was defeated in Somalia. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Black Hawk Down, they were defeated. And you can read that story. And they were also defeated in Vietnam. They were also defeated in a lot of other places that they just write out of history. No problem. They just write out of history. So you living in a country where they're not going to even be truthful with you. So that's another really good reason on why you wouldn't leave. But you know, this is why I behoove all of you guys to get your African plan together. I did a show on how to develop an African plan. I'm gonna do another show again on how to develop an African plan, and then we'll get involved in that. So if you're watching the show for the first time and you like what we're talking about, this is how we don't have an African. There's no super chat in Kenya. And so if you want to get the real deal coming from an African perspective, coming from Africa, from a Black American perspective, this is what you need. You see? Now, many of you are listening to me talking. You understand me clearly. You understand my English. You understand me. You see what I'm saying? It's not like I'm talking here with an African accent. I'm telling you from the hood talk. And I'm to explain to you that, you know, I wasn't even supposed to be here. Not somebody like me coming from Los Angeles. No, it's supposed to be somebody that's out of college. I mean, not out of college because I'm out of college too, but university graduates and, you know, well-to-do Black people from, you know, rich Black families and stuff like that may come here. Or some young kid that's in their 20s, you know, this guy, I'm just going to travel Africa and tell you all about it. You know, some dude like that. No, I'm 61 years old. I've been through it all in America and then came in Africa and did it in America. I mean, did it in Africa. So they were saying that, you know, you can, you know, you have, if you come to Africa, you can't get no job, you can't make no business work. They're not gonna let you. Okay, excuse me. I'm a living example that it can work. Okay, I came here with nothing but an idea, martial arts. And today my martial art is the most practiced martial art in Kenya. We're on the news all the time. So don't tell me that a Black person can come here and succeed. That's nonsense. And the African want to help you succeed. You got Africans that know they don't have what it takes. And when they see that you have what it takes, they join you as a protege. They're smart enough to know that. Get your knowledge from you like they, you know, as much as they can. And then maybe if they feel like it, they leave you, they try it on their own. Now, so don't tell me what can't be possible, you know. I had the brother come here, and Kevin, you Tucker. Part of this show you can see is because of what you told me on WhatsApp today, and I hope I got it wrong because I was just listening. You know, I was listening like 50%, but I kept hearing like I'm depressed today because somebody was giving me all this negative feedback about Africans. That's what I heard, and for that, if it's true, the video is for that. But if it's not true, okay, excuse me. But the fact is, there are a lot of brothers that are out there sitting on the fence talking about coming to Africa, and then they got assholes that are around them telling them all kind of negative propaganda that they heard from them, stopping them from coming. If the person ain't coming to Africa, don't think you can convince them because you're convinced you want to try. Most people that come to Black people that come to Africa, most Black men, they gonna come independently on their own. They ain't gonna come in no large numbers. So check that. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna make that trip on your own. Save yourself a lot of headache and people telling you they're gonna go and then at the last minute pull back and all that kind of nonsense, forcing you not to go. Make your plan for yourself. Book your own ticket. Don't have to have nobody sitting next to you. Land. Tell them to get your, you already have your African plan already set out where you're gonna go, what you're gonna do. If you come into Kenya, I'm here. See, get your African plan together, and if you have any questions or if you need any help with anything, I'm here. If you go to Ghana, then find somebody in Ghana. If you go to Nigeria, there's Dynas. But don't think like it's gonna be like 5 of you to go. Surely, I can guarantee you, out of the 5, two gonna flake out at the last minute and try to make you so you can't go. You know what I'm saying? So don't go for that. And when you get ready to come, I'll be here. If you got any questions about any part of what an African plan is or anything about any negative things about Africa, let me know. Put it in the comment section. I'm in Africans. I've been told Africans eat people. Okay, let me talk about that. I'm in more Africans are leaving Africa than are coming. So that's for that are staying. No, the number of Africans leaving Africa is decreasing. And it will be because economically, why do they need to go outside of the country? More Africans in America are coming home than ever before. Because the economic idea that they thought that America portrayed, they all see that shit ain't true. Africans go to America and Britain and these countries because of the exchange rate. The money is more powerful, but America has been printing money. And so therefore that thing got to come to an end soon. And you need to know what side of the fence you're really gonna be on when they try, because they done waited too long. Africa been taken over by the Chinese, and so not taken over, but the Chinese are now the best friends of Africa. They're doing 75% of the trade, foreign trade, is with China, and Chinese are treating African countries very well. So trust me, which way they gonna point their guns? The Africans gonna point his gun when it comes to choosing between between China and America. I can tell you right now, and they go, we gotta sit down now. China and America's at war. Who we gonna back? It's a no-brainer. America ain't doing nothing for you, and they got a terrible history too. No way. And then the Secretary of State came to Kenya telling them, watch out for predatory loans from the Chinese. Like, he know, but you don't. You too stupid. Like, the African too stupid to know. So let's get that thing straight, man. When they come and start telling you the negative thing, 99% of that is propaganda, and you shouldn't even listen to it. Yeah. Unfortunately, the only way you're gonna really know, as I've said a million times, is to come for your own self and see for yourself. Now, I've been here 20 years. I done had maybe maybe about 20, 25 of you people come here. Hi, I'm in Africa. Hi, I'm in Nairobi. Can we meet? You don't know me, but I'm now, and not one has said, what you said was a lie. What you said was bullshit. Now, my friends that have come here, every one of them overstayed their visa. Okay. I had one black belt student of mine from the U.S. come here, and they called me on the phone because somebody saw him in a bar, and they were talking, and then somehow they realized this guy knows Amin Ra. And then he called me because he had my number, and he said, "Guess who's here?" And I listened to the phone. It's Edward. And I said, "Edward, how many times you been coming to Kenya?" This is my 30th trip. 30 times, he said. I'm probably 35 now, by now. So, now you guys gonna come on the chat when I'm about to end. Wow. Great content, brother. Can you please tell me what is the best country to get citizenship in there? And are you a citizen of Kenya yet? Okay, I was at immigration a couple of weeks ago trying to get my case straightened out. Mine is a particular screwy case. Okay, so it just, I want to get into I did a video already, all the details, but it was a screwy case, and I got to go back to the American American embassy to get some paperwork to give to the immigration here to get things straightened out. So they got me going back and forth, and I take my time with it, and so eventually it'll work itself out. But I'm on record as saying I want to be a Kenyan citizen, and on the news, I was on the news. Yeah, they interviewed me sometimes on the news, and I'm kind of popular in sports, but you guys don't know that. But anyway, yeah, I always tell them when I get on TV, if I get a chance to, I want to be an American citizen one day. Morel Molden, yes, my man. You know you're my man now because you know you super chatted me. I heard that the reason the Chinese are coming to Africa is to have babies with the African woman because of the one-child policy. Okay, think it through, my brother. What would be the result of that? When they have a Chinese, when they had a baby, the baby's not going to be Chinese, it's going to be black. So what would they be wanting to have? And the Chinese definitely ain't interested in living in Africa. I can tell you that clearly. They ain't, I mean, they do business with 45 countries all around the world. Where do they want to live? They want to live in China. That's why you see most of them is there amongst themselves. Just like the Japanese, they want to be with themselves. You don't see the Japanese like got big homelands and places expanding. No. And if they come into Africa, what you gonna have? You to be assimilated. You know what I mean? If you're gonna have children with a black person, that means you got to connect with their family. Because the African family ain't gonna just let you have their kid and then take them. If you're gonna be living in Africa, you're gonna be part of Africa. You're gonna eat African food. The Chinese person can't handle that. Can't handle all of that. Chinese. I'm not trying to talk bad about them, but they're not the most strongest people. They're not the most strongest people. Don't listen to that Bruce Lee shit and think like all Chinese is like that. No, they were considered the weak man of Asia for a variety of reasons, and part of those reasons that they can't take their son too much. They can't work too hard like a black man can. So that's nonsense. It don't even come to a conclusion. What would be the purpose? You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, everybody, the kid would have to choose a lifestyle. So unless they're gonna take them black kids back to China, but China already got 1 billion people. So what they gonna do? Need more people, more black? No, don't make no sense. So tell that fool I told him that that's nonsense. They just coming up with things on their own, and that's what a lot of these propagandists do. They just hear nonsense, then they keep regurgitating. When did Dynas move to Nigeria? Or when will Dynas move to Nigeria? You know, that's a good question. I talked to Dynas online yesterday, and we're not friends like that. You know, we just, you know, I'm just a regular on this show. And so your guess is as good as mine what he's going to do if you're going to move to Africa. You know what I'm saying? You know, I tell you, if you're in America, you're a Negro. Tattoo that on your forehead. If you're trying to get out, you're a field Negro. If you're trying to stay in America, you're a house Negro. I didn't make up the term Negro. Malcolm X said that. And when he was saying Negro, it wasn't a name of contempt at the time. Even Martin Luther King used Negro all the time, the term. So I'm just telling you, that's the case. So when you think about if you're going to stay in America or not, if you're going to be America, then you go for America. I'm going to see you down on I think it's November the 4th. You're going to be there with your little voting card. Hey, oh, come on, Bernie. Come on, do it, you know. You know, I'm for Trump, you know. It don't matter which one you do for, because 400 years, you're getting your ass kicked, you're going to still get a kick for 400 more. You just look like a fool. I stopped voting when I became conscious, like after 2 months. I was like, damn. I started reading, and I was like, damn, this is ridiculous. Once you know the history, you just look like a fool going down there voting. That just makes no sense. Well, I'm a Democrat. I'm a Republican. I don't wear the hat. Then you stuck in America. I'm like, what are you? I'm a Democrat. You lie. You're an American. You for America, stay in America. I don't have nothing against you. But somebody asked me, are you a Democrat or a Republican? I ain't neither one. Shit, I'm an African trying to get the hell out of here. That's what I tell them. So anyway, he didn't move to Nigeria. As far as I know, he's still in America. So Dynas is still in America. He just goes back and forth. He's doing tours now. You know, where do these channels have to go? You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is that beyond all of the politics and everything, when you still got to come home, and you still got to have your family there when you get in the house, and you still got to take care of your family. And that's why I'm saying Africa is a better place to take care of your family than in America. Homosexual land, I can't deal with it. China stealing gold from Africa is not propaganda. Evelyn, I told you, please stop listening to the stories that you're hearing. China owns most of America's debt. America don't have any gold. I'm sorry. They say Africa. Why do you know this? Or I mean, why did the person who told you this know this? Yet no African country knows this. Where is the news article saying that this is the case and people are going to court? Okay, it makes sensational headlines. China stealing Africa gold. News at 11. Then you see you're gonna come and watch it. But you see, when you read, when the show goes through, you're more confused than before. Because it don't really say that they're stealing gold. It's just saying that, and they even go at the end of the movie, at the end of the news, well, the potential for Africa, China to steal African gold is great. Fuck the potential. You said they was doing it. Now you're saying when we watch for the news, the article, it says the potential is there. That don't make, get what I'm saying? So get that shit straight. Do you have any other things going on that I can invest in? Brother, this is the big ticket. CCGate.com. We're looking for, okay, I already got 3 African brothers invested in CCGate. And to be truthful with you, I can't handle any more right now. But if you want to get invested into the program, into this digital revision idea that I have developed, now would be the time. So if you want to put some investment in, when you invest into this channel, when you invest in this channel, you also help this program, CCGate.com. What is CCGate.com? CCGate.com is a digital revision program, and it's a really great one. I've been testing it inside of school. I'm talking to you from the laboratory of the primary school that has over 2,000 students, and I have all of those as guinea pigs to keep improving on my program, which is called CCGate. So from there, we can expand it to schools and to parents, and we're just at the marketing phase. So in fact, this week I'm supposed to go meet some people, but marketing is not the same as development. I'm a great developer, but now I have to go to someone, and you need courage, because you might be rejected, and I'm going through that through my mind, that I could be rejected. And it makes me slow down from making the steps. But I make sure I know me. I know I'll get over it, and I'll eventually go. But that's where we are now. But if we had some a good money investor to put some good money into the process, I can hire the salespeople to go out and market it. Now you can go look at the Facebook site, CCGate.com, or you can go to the website and you can see this program is amazing. They did an exam for the Class A, the candidates, because they're going to graduate and take the biggest test of their life in the next 3-4 weeks. And they're doing these mock tests. So they did a mock test exam for all of the students, 300 and something of them. And out of the 300 and something of them, the number 1 student with the highest score is an avid user of CCGate. And not only that, out of the 25 top students, 8 of them are avid regular users of the CCGate program. So we're really happy and excited about that. We've been talking about it. And he was here today. We gave him a nice Saeed Abraham. The brother is a quiet brother, but the guy is smart as hell. And he just sits there when he's doing CCGate and going through all of the different digital revision quizzes and things that we have on the program. And it just makes you smarter. The fact that it works is not even any doubt anymore. Now it's a matter of how do we market it to other schools. Now they got 22,000 primary schools in Kenya. And I met a brother that did a technician that goes, he showed me his phone, and he said he had visited 90 schools in 1 month. Just walks up to the school. Every school's got the same program. Now, remember, in Kenya, the government has given every primary school tablets. So this school has 100 and something tablets. Every school has tablets, but the software doesn't work. So here we are. We got the software that works for grade from kindergarten all the way up to grade 8. Sounds great. Yes, we just don't know how to market it yet. And I need help. So if you're out there and you can help me in the marketing area, let me know. Will you ever have Dynas on your show? I was to do a show with Dynas yesterday on his show. Now my show only got 100 viewers, and then you guys don't even want, come on. How come my phone hasn't rang yet? One person, you guys are all giving me this love, but then economics is important. You think Dynas ain't there because he sees Patreon money coming in? Damn. O'Shea is making money, and they do with their money. But when you send your money through African Super Chat, it's landing in Africa, so it's going to be directly invested. And you got people here in the chat room, not in the chat room, but in the comment section that will tell you that they've done business with me, and we all good. And I got to call James. My wife keeps telling me to call James. Okay, so I do appreciate your content, brother, but that answer was rather short and empty. I know many of brothers really wanting to move to Africa. First thing on their mind is citizenship, myself included. Okay, what is citizenship? Citizenship is going to tie you into a KRA pin, and that KRA pin is going to tell you that when you do business, you're going to have to pay taxes in Kenya. Even if you're here in Kenya and you're an American citizen and you make a business that makes, I think, over 30,000 shillings, I don't know what it is. It's not even $15,000. No, $1,500. I think it's something like that. You figure it out. Then you got to pay taxes. Whether even though all your customers is in Kenya and you're making your businesses in Kenya, because you're an American citizen, you got to pay taxes. This whole thing about citizenship is like that. Now, with your American passport, it's going to open up a lot of doors. You can go get bank loans and things like that because you show that you're from America. It's like that now. It may change if any day now Trump goes to war with Iran. But that's what you're talking about. Now, me, I've been living in this country. I've been doing business in the country. I'm not a citizen. It really don't come up in conversation like all of that. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, I'm gonna be. I mean, like maybe next 2-3 weeks, I might be a citizen. I don't know. It depends. But I think that if the program that we have shows, which they have already told me at immigration, that this program is really something that can benefit the country. And so since I have it, there's a special section for people like me, like scientists that come to the country and do beneficial things. But it's not the most important thing. The most important thing is to be established and get a monthly income settled down. Now, if you're a senior citizen or you're 62, 63, you can get your Social Security money early, a little bit of it, and then you can settle right away. You know what I'm saying? And you say, why would I settle in Africa when I'm on Social Security? Because your money will triple in value. You'll move at a higher standard of living by moving to Africa and get your check that way. Your money can come through your credit card. So I hope that helped you. Just started watching. I will start you super chatting. You African super chat. Okay, this is how we do it. There's no super chat in Africa. So you go to westernunion.com. You go to mobile wallet. You find this part that says M-Pesa. Definitely click it. This is the phone number. And then for the contact name is my wife, Evelyn or Amoni. That's because my phone was in my wife's name 10 years ago when I got it, and now we've been using it all this time, and this is the only reason why can't have the phone in two different people's names. I have a phone number in my name, but it's not a Safaricom number. Blah blah blah. It's like that. So this is what we do. Okay, just started watching it. Okay. This week, as an American citizen and living abroad, you are taxed based solely off of the fact that you are an American. Well, no, if you have to have a certain amount of money, make a certain amount of money in Africa. Now that just they ain't gonna really come and look for you, but they can. You see what I'm saying? Like if you get a business and it grows to be something big in Africa and you're an American citizen, they're gonna expect you to pay taxes on that. So it's just how the tax system works. They just if they just make all these rules and then they try to catch you. It's like a fishnet, and you don't even know. Look what happened to Wesley. You don't even know. All of a sudden they catch you, and then boom. So it's like that. Now me, I have several businesses and opportunities. No, it says a business opportunity. What they call it now? Streams of income, and they are basically low, and I'm not above the radar, but I know that once they grow to a certain point, then I have to now talk about dealing with the government as far as taxes and other things that licenses and things like that. It's just the way it is, and that's everywhere around the world. It's not like unique to Kenya. So when you're doing business, you can only go so far. Then you have to try to figure it out how you can evade the taxes and like that. Like Trump. Trump don't pay taxes. He knows it. He never did put his tax return out there because he doesn't pay taxes. And Rich Dad Poor Dad talks to you and tells you about the same thing, how you can live without paying taxes if you want to be rich. Well, that's something else for another day. If you come here and you want in Africa and you want to do business, you can do great business here. It's not different than any other place. And because the population is doubling in size every 25 years, you can imagine where you can go. As opposed to America, and that population for blacks is dying out, buddy. You ain't got no black community, so how you gonna even have black businesses? How you gonna have a black business? You ain't got no black community. You got to depend on blacks, Chinese, Mexicans, and if I had a business in Harlem and a white person, a black businessman in Harlem, and a white person walked in, they'd just be asking for directions. I know they ain't there to buy on a regular basis. No way. No way. And when I was in South Central, I had my martial arts school. I had hundreds of students. How many white students did I have? One. And he was an anomaly. Get what I'm saying? So you joking. And so I go to a school like Bob White School, Kemple School, in the white man's neighborhood, and then you go in there, how many black people you see? Like 4. And you're like, hey brother, what's up? How are you, my friend? How are you? Then you're like, damn, this ain't even a real brother. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm gonna call it for there tonight. I don't know why I keep having these videos that are over an hour long. Damn, I want to shorten them up. What do you think? Should I shorten my videos time? Should I shorten my videos to under an hour? Because I see a lot of you brothers, you guys come on the show, and I really appreciate talking to you. I have a lot of knowledge up here. You just don't know how much experience I had. But a lot of it is locked away and can only come out when you, the chatter, the viewer, ask me a question like this one. Let me show you how brilliant I haven't read the question yet. I'm gonna read this and then I'm gonna my mind is gonna come up with all kind of great things from my many years of experience. I've never advocated for tax. Okay, it's supposed to be evasion. That kind of activity will cause issues with your passport, but legal tax avoidance is where it's at. Okay, if you come to Africa, it's no different if you was in Malaysia or anywhere else. The tax systems are there and you have to deal with them. If you're making a lot of money, even in America, if you got to make a certain amount of money. If you make under that amount, then you don't have to file taxes. I don't know if it's like that now, but when I was there, it was like that. And so you have to look at that. Now, nobody is perfect, even if they try to be, as far as the tax issue is concerned in the United States. And you got a large group of people in the United States say they're not. The Constitution say you're not supposed to pay taxes. So just take it as an individual person when you come. And there are a lot of people here you can deal with to talk about what's going to happen with your tax situation. If you're in retirement, that's a big issue. So just come and have a good time. Our people today really don't understand the concept of living in the community because in our lifetime we haven't had one. Now I lived in the community, Morel, on LaSalle Avenue. That was my hood, and I had my buddies. Everybody had their mother and father except me. I was the only one that didn't have living with my mom. I didn't even realize it, think about it that much when I was coming up. But now when I look back, I'm like, damn, all them guys, they had their dad, I used to be, hey, Mr. Roberts, hey, Mr. Holloway, hey, Mr. Cook, and my dad was not there. Him and my mom, they never did get together. So, but I had a relationship with him, but it was like every 6 months he'd come by and pick me up and drive me somewhere. But the sense of community was there. We used to have a little group gang. I won't go far. Let me know to stop there. Then, we used to protect our little hood, even though, the neighborhood was 99% black. You go there now, it's 99% not black, Mexican. So things have changed, and our communities are going far away. But now here in Africa, here in Mombasa, this is my home, man. Shoot, I know all my neighbors. If I need money from the shop, I go down there, man. Hey, look, I didn't carry any money. Can you give me this? No problem. You see? So my wife has a business there, so she knows everybody in the area knows her. It's great. My kids, everybody knows their father's Black American, so you see, everybody watch out for my kids, and I watch out for their kids. The neighbors come into my house. Could come into my house tonight. My neighbors could be in there talking with each other. It's like that. It's a wonderful feeling. So that's another reason why I say you come to Africa, because at the end of the day, when you come from work, you got to come home somewhere. And I'm saying I can go home. I have wonderful children who greet me at the door, daddy, daddy, daddy. I got a wife, she was a model. So I still look at her when she took them clothes off. I'm looking at her like, damn, this is mine. Wow. So yeah. And she never gave me any stress. We don't have arguments. You know what I mean? Everybody knows what they're supposed to do. So it's a beautiful life. And if you're into the family part of it, and then as far as business is concerned, I got Black people I can trust. You know what I'm saying? It's not like if a Black home, you'll get some brother to be your best buddy. Look at the Jacksons. Damn. I was watching this documentary on the Jacksons. It's like, damn, LaToya just went off the hook with my dad almost had sex with me. I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? You got family members that can do you like that. You see, she can do that in America, and then the whole family gets separated in the Jackson 5, and the whole family gets separated. And now, if you did that, some chick did that, it's unheard of. Africans would never do like that. You know what I'm saying? First of all, it would hardly be true, but if it was true, nobody do that kind of talk, kind of thing. So you don't have that kind of problems. Most Africans keep their family business to themselves. Thank you, brother. Yes, I started supporting just me as an American. It's extremely important to have that second passport. Tax issues, I don't worry about that. Thank you again. You're welcome, Romeo James. No problem. Evelyn, I don't know. You got the same name as my wife, so I'm almost in love with you. But I want you to rethink this thing on China, because Africa wouldn't be where it is today without China's support. Be flexible with your video time. Okay, explain that. Get in the comment section and explain to me when is the best time to give a video. Now, I was interviewed by African Tigress, another YouTube blogger. She's very popular, and she came all the way to Mombasa to interview me. And I have like 100 views, and she had like 75,000 views. And I asked her questions on about the time, and she said I shouldn't do videos on the weekend because everybody's out partying. I was like, what's that mean? So, anybody, can give me some tips on the best times, the thing I'll be doing. Yeah, you guys are the ones that make me spend long. I'm making excuses, Evelyn. The length. You see, I feel bad that it's an hour and a half. I don't know why they're getting longer, because people keep chatting when I'm here. So I'm gonna make sure my next videos are under 45 minutes. Okay. because I have a point to make, and then make a point, and then we end up discussing other things on the chat line. So today's video was about what to tell these people when they talk negative about Africa. And I was saying they say Africa is poor. I told you what to tell them. What about America? The China is taking over Africa. I told you what to tell them. Is the Chinese not took over America a long time ago? Okay. Africa don't like us. Okay, I told you. The white man, do he like us? No. The Arabs are controlling the businesses. The Arabs got full authority in America, and nobody gonna do nothing to them. They open up business all over the place. You can't own land in Africa, and you can't own land in America, because if you're paying taxes, your land can always be taken from you. Africa can't defend itself as a poor military. Look what Yemen just did to the Saudi Arabia with America's high-tech stuff, and they still bombed the shit out of that oil field, and America wants to blame it on Iran anyway. So, yeah, technical things don't mean anything. At the end of the day, you got to put boots on the ground to control the people after you defeat them, and that's where you have a problem. Case in point, Libya. Can't get things I want in Africa. That's not true. It's changing. They got Joomla, they got Amazon. The only thing that's needed now is a solid payment system that Africa can follow. And we have jumped past what the United States is doing. Like a lot of times in Africa, people don't use cash the same way it is in China. They don't use cash at all. They just use their phone. And check it out. Because this is where Africa is definitely going to follow China in that regard. And then once that happens, no need for banks, and 1 million people are going to be consumers just by the flash of a button. So that's it for today. I want to thank you guys all for coming. Somebody stole no, they didn't. It's here. If you're just coming in late, this is our channel. I'm giving out this great information. I want to go outside and move around. But I see a lot of channels are already doing that, and I can't really defeat them as far as the editing and stuff is concerned. But I can give you a lot of pertinent and real information about what's really going on in Africa. So this is how we do our super chat here. It's African Super Chat, westernunion.com. Please like and subscribe to the video. Please like and subscribe to the video. I think it's on this side. And that yellow button right there, you click it, and then it's going to give you, adding you to the subscription. This is how we grow. So until the next time we meet, this is Amin K. Ra. See me on Facebook.com also. And until the next time, peace.